just so you wanna look into my eyes. I take it as you wanna step to my mind, it's not kind. Take that first step, don't look back, you can't rewind. It's nothing but
You're right about that, because like high school situations, like that like broke people.
Man, look, you learn how to accept.
I see
you
people
can take a joke. You know what I mean? People really know how to be a good sport, and you know we just joking. You know what I mean?
But you know, I think it's the perception.
All those lessons.
I think it's the perception of what's going on. I think it's the perception of what's going on. I think if you have a child that is getting bullied, that those things are happening to, I think if your expression to them or your relation to them is, oh my God, this is a tragedy, this is what's happening in society, this is horrible, you know what I mean? That's how that's going to be taken. I think a lot of times if parents understand and they think of both sides, they tell them that this is a part of growing up. There's levels to this. There's levels to this growing up thing, and explain to the levels from the nerd to the cool guy. Explain all the levels of them, and then at that point, you can work with your child making the decision on what level they're going to be at on that. You feel me? I don't think that level is explained to kids. You're just not this.
You hit it on the head there, and that's the levels. You see what I mean? Because not only if you don't have the level, the intelligence enough, and I'm not saying you're stupid because you don't know this, it's because you have not experienced that, so you don't have the experience
But
to
not
be on that level.
exposed. Not exposed.
That's what I'm saying. You haven't experienced to be on that level to be able to talk in that sense. Where you just came from right there, not too many people go to that level.
Yeah.
You understand? And when they're approached with levels, the first time most people flight or fight when you start talking on levels like that, because then you hitting on their what they consider intellectual.
But you know, but it can confuse when I say levels, and I never want to confuse anybody. Like when I mean levels, like I guess it just needs to be explained to more people, because when I say levels, to me it goes from the, you know, the guy that you call a nerd to a bookworm, to the shy guy, to the talkative guy,
You said
to the guy that you know, but not everybody gets that though. Because when I say levels, a lot of motherfuckers go, ooh.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Because see, once you start getting in that there, you start, because what you're looking at, how intelligent are you enough to understand what it is I'm talking about, level? How deep do you get into your conversation that you can understand what I'm talking about when I say level? You know, you start hitting people in what pocket? Like you said, you hit people in their pocket when you start, let's go here, let's go there, and then they say, I ain't got the money for it. You do the same thing in that intellectual.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I just want to explain to everybody. I was just explaining to everybody.
Oh, no. You was right to doing that because we was on the same page, because that's where I was at. That's what I'm saying.
And it's not difficult, man, but sometimes we, as humans, we don't take the time to, we don't stop sometimes in the moment to explain what needs to be taken care of in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And so because we don't stop in the moment to explain things for that moment, we assume that people already know. You know what I'm saying? So we go, oh, we've been there. They know that, and we assume
like
they
you
know.
said, that is because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
For what that reason I just gave is why that assumption is taken over the course of just going out and explaining, because you don't want to offend. A lot of people get offended, and yet because they don't think in terms of that deep in a conversation.
So the trick really slick. So actually, the trick really is like being able to stop in the moment. Stop in the moment. If you can stop in a moment and just realize this moment, you can think about past things in that moment. You feel me? Like for me, when I can think about this moment, I can think about possibilities in 1965 in that moment. Like, you feel me? Like I can think of that moment. But if I'm just talking, you tell me 1965, I can't visualize black and white, the clothes, cast iron stove. You feel me?
When you start putting all of that in there, I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I understand better.
The smell of mesquite. You know what I mean? Pieces of coal laying around because there's a heater somewhere. So like that part.
Yeah.
Like if I don't stop in the moment, I don't think of all that. But so that's sometimes we have to stop in a moment. Like if we have children, I've raised my children, but if sometimes you have children and things are going on, like, and we tell them what to do and how to handle it, whatever, we keep moving. Man, sometimes we got to rethink that because we didn't stop in the moment and travel back to that time and hear it from that time in that moment and make an adult decision from there. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of mistakes come with our kids because we assume that they know shit because we've been there. But our past is not them.
Exactly. And our kids ain't that strong.
They haven't lived what we lived. Just because we birthed them, they haven't traveled that road.
Yeah.
Our road is not their road. And a lot of times we make them take our road because that's the road we've been down.
And we feel
Well,
that
actually-
because we are, you know what I'm saying, we strong. We think our kids are automatically strong and you know what I'm saying, can take the shit like we can.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying, our kids can be weaker than us and sometimes they can be stronger than us.
But that you gotta remember, that's in areas. That's why I say when you talk to the deaf, because see where like you see in basketball, I can't play. I'm not good at football. My son is, but when it comes down to sitting up there, figuring out how life and how to move my way through life, I'm strong there, but he's weak. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is what I'm talking about in the depth of understanding of each limitations.
But it's a fine line. It's a fine line between, I said this before, it's a fine line between being thought of as an amazing, great person or being thought of as a fucking crazy fool. Like, for instance, like my kids, like, I play basketball, that's what I do. I train basketball, that's what I've always done. Like, my kids play basketball. I put that on two of my kids. You know what I mean? I put that on my two sons. And luckily, they enjoyed the game. Luckily, they've been successful. Luckily, they're both Division I players. But what if they weren't?
I would have been okay.
What if I applied all that pressure and it hadn't happened? I would have been a crazy ass dad. I'm a great dad right now. But if those dreams that I would have pushed, if all this that's happening right now would not have happened for both of them, I would be that delusional dad.
But
I would
see,
be that.
That's the difference between knowing what you're pushing, if it's obtainable to the person that you're pushing towards your dream or what you think it is supposed to be, whether they can obtain it.
But what made my focus any deeper than anybody else's if they believe it's right for their kid?
Well, because all you did was saw you went at least put in forth the effort. Because some people sit up there and say they want for their kid, but don't do anything to push them to do it.
Okay, I got
They
you.
sit back and don't do anything.
I got you.
You
I
know
got
what I
you.
mean?
I got you. So consistency.
That too, doing the work. It's easy to talk it, but are you willing to walk it too? You see, it takes a combination of both.
You know, it's so crazy you say that because I just got a flashback because I remember when my kids were young and you remember sleep, and I would be, it would be like 2, 3 in the morning. I'll be up on the phone. I'll be up on the phone, backyard pacing, talking on the phone and shit like, basketball motherfuckers don't sleep. Like, real basketball motherfuckers don't sleep. Like, I'll be up 2, 3 in the morning talking to other coaches, scouts, this and that. 2, 3 in the morning, dog, just talking. But that was part of what the average motherfucker don't do. You feel me? Like, socialization. You know what I mean? Socialization, people are able to develop their own communities outside of their own. You feel me? Like we got family, we got a circle of family friends, right?
Yeah.
We keep that, but who says necessarily you need to bring your professional things inside of this circle? You feel me? Sometimes you need to build another circle outside of that circle and have as much love and care as you do here, but it just doesn't blend the two.
That's what. Go ahead, Steve.
No, go ahead, my bro.
That's where you learn. That's where the teachings from those that before you. So, man, you can still have this circle and have fun there too, but have another circle and be the same from each other. You just have to know how. Not even divide yourself. It's just that person that enjoyed that circle at that time, that circle at that time, that circle at that time, and just knowing how to transition yourself with it so that you're happy with it.
Well, this is the thing. This is why a lot of people fail at that. Now, I just figured this out myself. Like, I'm excited for the outcome of it. I just figured out that, like, 99.9% of humans, like, when we actually discover what we're talking about, I don't even know if we should be sharing this shit. But when we discover what we're talking about right now, like 99.9% of people, they try to transform themselves. Like, they have an idea of it, but they go, oh, I'm here and I'm a chameleon and I'm here over here. I'm a chameleon. Last time I checked, we can't shape change. It's not a physical or a thing that we can do. You know what I'm saying? But what I can do is control my environments and be that same person. And you know what? It's so much easier. It's so much easier. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I've been able to separate myself from shape changing motherfuckers to control my environment type of person. I've been trying to shape change for years. It's a struggle. Now that I'm controlling my environment, like I said, I'm excited to see the outcome.
I know all y'all will learn y'all lessons. So man, sleep out blessings. The minds of perfection. So man, sleep out stress. You wanna travel through my mind. Learn y'all lessons. But thank God for all y'all blessings. You wanna travel through my mind. So man, sleep out stress.